Boom. I got it right. Let's do it this way. Yeah. So this is visual diary number 1, a June recap of June. This is my recap of June and Gemini / Cancer season. Well, the beginning of June was my birthday, June 4th, Gemini sun. And I had a blast, okay? If you see my Instagram or my TikTok, you would know well, you wouldn't know, but I said I had the time of my life because I did have the time of my life. I don't have a lot of friends, and the 2 friends that I do have definitely made sure that I enjoyed myself thoroughly, because I was literally 2.2 seconds away from being like, fuck this shit, I'm not doing nothing, because I ain't have that much money, just paid off my bills. My sister wasn't here to celebrate with me. My daughter wasn't here to celebrate with me. My family. I was just by myself for the most part. But yes, my 2 friends made sure I went out the night before. I took off on that Saturday. I did my nails. I did my my lashes. When I was in Brooklyn earlier that week, I got a haircut. I was really a bad bitch. I really wish I took more pictures, but I didn't, and that's okay. So we went out, which I realized that there's a lot of places around me that are like good bars with good food and stuff like that. So we went to a couple of spots. It's the first time I think in a long time I've really bar hopped, and I had a good time. Met a lot of people whose birthdays were that day. It was just an overall really good day. I met a new friend. He's cool. Yeah. Yeah. So I had the time of my life. And now we're here the last day in June, right? And I just want to recap some of the lessons that I've learned so far from March of me moving to now. And there's been like a major shift. I feel like on your birthday is when things shift for you. It's like your own personal new year. The first major lesson that I've learned is to not take things personal. And being on my own, sometimes it's easy for you to get very defensive because you don't know what's going on and you're literally on your own figuring the shit out. And it made me realize how much how my grip on life was just way too tight. I needed to relax. I needed to have a little bit more faith and just go with the flow. And a lot of the interactions that I was having, I was just like, what is going on with people? When I realized it wasn't people, it was me. It was my reaction to what people were doing. And a lot of times when people are doing things, it really has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. So learning to not be so defensive when people do things that I don't like was a major lesson. I learned that I'm not in the mood to date right now either. I learned that I am in no mood to date because I'm tired, and I never gave myself an adequate amount of time to like really grieve all the crazy relationships that I have dealt with. And relationships, I mean platonic, romantic, situationships. Like, I've never given myself time to grieve. I used to date this guy way back when, and we stopped dating. I got pregnant. It started to be like after I gave birth, it would just be like. It actually started before I got pregnant. Not long before, but somewhere along the line, it just became a very sexual situation. We hit up each other randomly. We do what adults do, and then we go on about our business. And it wasn't anything frequent, but it was just enough to be codependent because we never really cut the cord. And I said to myself, like, nah, this gotta stop. I gotta have a conversation. And we didn't really have a conversation. We just had a talk. And I don't think it really went anywhere, but it also made me it made me listen more. Like, I felt like I finally heard what he was saying, and it was just like, okay, well, what you saying and what I'm saying and feeling is just not adding up, and this isn't gonna work. It isn't gonna work for me. And I have to separate myself, no matter how hard it is, no matter how bomb that dick is. I have to separate myself because this is literally going nowhere, and it can be a little hard to separate yourself from codependent relationships. Or not even hard, but you just feel a little sad because you're like, damn, this shit gotta end. Like, ain't nothing wrong with the person. It's just, that's not your person. I also had to reevaluate what does friendship mean to me and what does that look like for me. Even if we were to, not do shit, you still not my friend. Like, we were never really friends. And it sounds a little different when I'm saying it out loud. Maybe if he sees this video, he might not agree, but I also want to add that looking back on that situation, why it possibly didn't work out was because I never spoke up for myself. I never said what I wanted. I never did a lot of things. So it's not all on him. It's definitely a lot to do with me, and I didn't know. But this situation was such a great learning experience. I am so grateful to have had it. So that was just a major lesson, and I just decided, I said, I need time to really get this out my system. Just not being able to be myself uninhibited is a problem at this big age. So I was just like, this really has to go. Which leads me into my next lesson that I've learning to let go and show up as my authentic self. Like, whoever gonna fuck with you, gonna fuck with you. And I really had to have several conversations with myself and my friends and my sister. Like, whoever's going to fuck with you is gonna fuck with you regardless. Like, as long as your intentions are in the right place, that's it. That's all that matters. And you're doing things with love, that's all that matters. Also, moving also made me realize that I had major FOMO. Like, it made me realize that, so I'm from Brooklyn, born and raised, okay, a thoroughbred. In Brooklyn, in New York, there's so many things going on. It can be overstimulating sometimes, and it makes you distracted from what you need to be doing. So when I moved to Philly, it was like I finally got a moment to really think, and it made me realize that I am not missing out on anything. Like, I visit New York very frequently, and when I go back, I realize the same parties are going on. Like, they have these parties every year. It's still going. The same people are still going. And that's okay. Like, I'm, again, not missing anything. Like, yes, the vibes are good. Yeah, you want to have fun, but again, having a conversation with my friend at work, and I was just like, I now feel like I'm landing on my feet and learning how to balance life. And I have to learn because I have a child now, and she's gonna be dependent on me. Like, even now, figuring out how to budget. When I was younger, I used to be getting money. Like, I'll be outside, like, cause I be outside hustling. Like, money was just always coming to me freely. Money was always passing through these hands, okay? And I used to spend my money frivolously. I never ever, like, even when I didn't have money, I always still enjoy myself because the money came shortly thereafter. Or like I'm out eating lavishly, drinking lavishly, like spending money on clothes. Like I was extremely frivolous. But now that I'm here, where none of that really fucking matters, I have to learn how to, I don't know what's going on with my camera. Anyway, learning to sit my ass down and know that I'm not missing anything, and learning to balance the fun. Just learning how to balance it all is the best thing for me to do. And if I gotta sit it out during the summertime when it's hot and everybody outside, then that's okay, because the life that I'm trying to build requires sacrifice and it requires discipline. And ooh, like a bug was crawling on me. And if I want it, you gotta do what you gotta do. And some days I'm okay. Most days I'm okay. Other days I'm boohoo crying or just resisting the change. And when you resist the change, you get dragged, okay? And it don't feel good when you resist the change. Life is happening for me. And to know that I have all the resources that I need, especially my family. My family helps out in a big way. I feel very grateful, extremely grateful every single day, because I'm just like, a lot of people don't have a support system. A lot of people don't have what I have. Not that I'm looking at everybody else, but I'm just extremely grateful to just be able to lean on them and know that my daughter is taken care of while I handle my business. Yeah, I've been learning to, whenever I feel like my attention is drifting and going somewhere that it does not need to go, I just take a moment, gather myself, gather my thoughts, bring it right back to me, because right now it's about me and laying the groundwork so I don't have to go through these dumbass cycles over again. I can learn my lesson and go on to the next level, because it's very ghetto, okay? It's very ghetto. Going back to these same old cycles. You know, you repeat cycles when you don't learn the lesson. And sometimes we do it sometimes we consciously. Follow me on Instagram. I'll post that in the description box. All my social media and links will be posted in the description box. And thank you for tuning in. Oh, gotta get my nails done. This is so ugly. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time.